Hello friends, and welcome to Garden Creekside. Y'all, the time has come. That is right. We are preparing for opening day. The garden center is going to open this Saturday, February the 21st. Yes! We have thoroughly enjoyed our time off, but 'tis the time for the garden center to open, and thank goodness it looks like we are going to have amazing weather. So if you are in the area, or if you're not and you want to take a road trip on this Saturday, February the 21st, we would love to have you come visit us here in Dallas, North Carolina. So what we're going to do today is the preparations are beginning. So full disclosure, this is actually Friday that I am filming this. We got our first of many plant deliveries this morning. So we're going to show you some of the shrubs that came today. I've got my guys back here. They are working on getting some things cleaned up to get the displays back set up. I want us to look at the hay racks on the fence because my goodness, they took a hit this winter. So Cece and I have come up with a plan to kind of freshen them up for opening day to make sure that they look lovely for you sweet folks. And then Jerry is down here with the machine. He is pulling in the cinder blocks to help the guys get the display put back up. And then he is going to be working on the barn. So we got a lot of things going on. If you know Creekside Nursery, you know that we do not sit still very well. It's a struggle for me to sit still. And so especially today until we open, it is all hands on deck, fun, exciting. Oh, cannot wait, because of course, if the garden center is opening, then that means that spring is very, very closely following. And we have got a little bit of everything for anybody, right? And so here we go. Let's talk about plants. So Jerry's running around in the machine. Let's talk about some plants. So today what we got was a really great selection of hydrangeas. Again, this is just the first of multiple truck deliveries, things that we are so stinking excited about. So on Friday, this Friday, I think today's gonna be Wednesday when this video goes out, in 2 days, we're going to do a whole nursery tour to show you all of the great plants that are here. Things are going to look dramatically different for you here at the garden center. Cannot wait, because Cece and I have been shopping. And if you know Cece and I, when we go plant shopping, oh, it is a fun thing. So today was all hydrangeas. So we have got hydrangeas that we're going to share with you. These are great ones. Let me show you. The hydrangeas that came today are still dormant, which I love the fact that they are still dormant. That means that you can come buy these on Saturday and then literally put them in your ground, and you do not have to worry about another freeze, another frost, weird weather, because these are completely acclimated, have been out all winter, and are good to go straight into your landscape. So no fear whatsoever on this. We got Quickfire Fab. I love Quickfire Fab. It is somewhat newish in the Proven Winner Color Choice family. It is going to be one of the earliest blooming panicle hydrangeas. Now, if you're in the South and you see that red color, yeah, no, unless you are in like the mountains of North Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, that kind of area where you have much cooler nights, we're not going to get this red. This is Michigan red, not Southern red. They do take a lovely pink hue, just not this vibrant. So Quickfire Fab is a panicle, full sun, and it will be about 6 to 8 tall, 5 to 6 wide, hardy in zones 3 to 8. This is what I have in the berm. I planted this behind my David Austin roses, in front of the tea olives at the house. So we have got those. You're going to love the Quickfire Fab. Then in the family, we also have Little Quickfire. We've not been able to find Little Quickfire for a little bit, and y'all, this is the one I adore. Let's just be honest, I adore them all. But Little Quickfire is the one that I have right on the corner of the patio in the forest pansy bed. If you are looking to attract pollinators and have a fragrance in a hydrangea, this is the one you want. Little Quickfire is going to be 3 to 5 tall and wide. Definitely going to be in that sun to part sun, again, hardy in zones 3 to 8. Every spring though, spring, early summer, when the Little Quickfire blooms, Jerry and I are absolutely amazed at how many honeybees, pollinators of all shapes and sizes come. They just flock, they swarm this hydrangea. Now remember, pollinators do not equal like stinging insects, so don't freak out about that. These are the friends of the garden we want to have. And because I really think it's they have that really light, open, airy bloom on them, so when it rains, they do not flop. My Little Quickfire has never flopped before, because when it rains, like I said, the water will just go right through the petals of the blooms, which is fantastic. And the most lovely, light, sweet fragrance. Delicious. So, Little Quickfire, come get them. You're going to love this one. We've got some beautiful pufferfish. So pufferfish, of course, is that one, again, has those light, airy blooms on it. This is the one, of course, that I have in the berm that just is phenomenal. It does great in that sun to part sun, huge, pure white flowers on it. And they stay a creamy white. Mine does not change any kind of color. I don't think any of them really do. So pufferfish is going to still be that 3 to 8, 3 to 5 tall and wide. Every bit here in the south, definitely in the 5, if not even a little bit more. But pufferfish is just a beautiful, makes a massive statement in the garden. And these are gorgeous plants. These are absolutely stunning. And then the new Stormproof, so Incredible Stormproof, we have those. This is going to be, these just came out last year. And your Incredible Stormproof is going to be, again, a color specific. This one too it surprised us last year. Did not know that this too has a fragrance, and the pollinators were flocking all over this one. So the Incredible Stormproof is kind of, quote, an improved version of the classic Incredible. It is going to have really strong, sturdy stems. It has about basically 4 feet tall and wide. And it has, like I said, those strong stems that do not flop. It is going to be a little bit smaller than Incredible, but just fantastic. Now, this one is going to be in that zones 3 to 8, 4 to 6 hours or more. So being a smooth hydrangea, it can also handle a little bit more shade. So here in the south, if you get like a full sun, like half day up to like maybe like 1 or 2, and then it's a break in the afternoon, it would do really, really well. So Incredible Stormproof. We've got Firelights right here. Firelights are going to be, again, can you tell? I love my panicle hydrangeas because I have so much sun. So Firelights are the ones that I have up on Hydrangea Hill. Have had those up there for years. This is a nice panicle that will get some good size to it. And mine, again, this is like Michigan red, but mine will turn a lovely pink hue to them, kind of that mauve. Can be 6 to 8 tall and wide, still the same, 3 to 8, and sun to part sun. So this is gonna be a little bit bigger, but Firelights the Firelight, quote, family, tends to have a little bit more pink hues for us, even here in the south. So love those. And then Pinky Winky Prime. So we've got Pinky Winky Prime here, another panicle that is going to take on kind of that little bit of that ombre look to it with the colors. It too will be 6 to 9 tall and wide. So the Pinky Winky Prime, let's look at this, is sturdy stems, keep them upright, nice and strong, beautiful Pinky Winky Primes. And then last but not least, we have just a small little handful of the brand new Gatsby Global Oak Leaf Hydrangea. This was brand new. We just added them to our gardens here at the Signature Garden this past late summer, fall. Love the Gatsby Global. It is a beautiful, now we are going to stick these in the greenhouse tonight because tonight's going to be in the 20s, and then it's going to be nice and warm after that. Then they can come back outside. But 3 to 4 tall and wide. And if you know oak leaf hydrangeas, this is a very, very petite, hardy in zones at 5 to 9. And then it is going to be, it can take that sun anywhere from 4 to 6 hours of sun. And because of its nice petite size, it is going to be lovely. And as oak leaves do, gorgeous fall foliage. So obviously they had these protected as well. Because ours here at the nursery just lost their leaves in this like snow storm we had. But they hold onto their leaves really well. But look at that gorgeous color for the fall. Of course, during the summer, then they're going to be green. But Gatsby Glow Ball, you're going to love it. If y'all will remember, it would have been in the fall, we put these hay racks on the fence that separates like the parking lot from the shrub lot. I've been wanting to do something, you know, we put in the pergola in the summertime. We put up the fence really about like this time last year. And we wanted to have some way to display flowers to make it fun and interesting and inspirational. So we went through a bunch of things, finally decided on the hay rack. Same hay rack size, the exact same hay rack that I have at the house on my kitchen window. Love these things. So Cece and I had the most fun. We shopped the garden center and got all these fall annuals and put it in. And it looked amazing until really all those rounds of sleet, snow, and then those crazy cold temperatures. They have taken a hit, but we have a plan. So you can see that we've got some messes and successes in here. We've got this was, I think, a kale. It was either a kale or a cabbage, clearly gone. This was Ms. America Mustard. Man, she took a massive hit. So she is gone. However, the ivy is hanging in there, of course. This thing could survive a nuclear bomb, I think. So the ivy is doing well. And then the pansies and the violas, they are salvageable. So what we're going to do this week is get these cleaned up. So these were the trailing ones. So we'll come in here and cut them. But if you look close, we've got some good foliage. So we're gonna get all of this cleaned up. Then we're going to apply water-soluble fertilizer. And then with the warm temperatures this week, hopefully they're going to bounce back really fast. We've got the pansies, will come through here, deadhead, clean all this up. But the sage, right? So the sage has got a little bit of burn on it, but it also has some good foliage. So it'll be fine. So we're just gonna come through and clean all of the hay racks up. Of course, the time could have cared less. It's just looking lovely right here. But see, you've got this viola that looks good. And then the purple kale is doing just fine as well too. So we're gonna come through here, pull out these guys. And then what we're going to do is, again, shop the nursery. So Cece and I were talking, so we have got some ascot rainbow that looks just lovely. Obviously, it's still in the container. We just were setting this up and playing with it. So we're not going to plant these because if you want to buy them, you absolutely can. So we're just going to kind of like faux plant them and decorate this. And so again, if you come to the nursery on Saturday and you're like, oh, I love that ascot rainbow, please take it out. We want you to buy it. And then also the same thing, the phenomenal lavender is just phenomenal. Look at that. And y'all, the lavender and that ascot rainbow, they've been sitting on the tables all winter long. So they went through the winter and they look this good. So again, if you see the phenomenal lavender in the hay rack when you pull up and you're like, oh, I want that, take it out of the hay rack. We would love for you to take it home with you. Let's go check on the construction that they are doing because, of course, you know, you're always trying to refresh things, make things look as neat and tidy as they possibly can. So for the past 2 winters, what we do, like really do it on kind of closing day, is we take all the displays, the shelves and all the things off of the front of the greenhouse. That way we can come back, add fresh gravel if we need to add fresh gravel, smooth things out. Just that way, it just makes it so much easier to get rid of all the shelving so we can do the maintenance work that needs to be done. So that's what Jerry was putting in, actually some gravel right here. So he was using this gravel to kind of level things up because we were having a problem just over time, right? That we were having, there was a lip right here when you go into the greenhouse. And so bringing this in, so he's you know, we've got gravel, and so he's bringing that in and shoring it all up. So once everything is just kosher right here and nice and smooth, then the fellas will get the cinder blocks, put those back up, and then down by the creek, we've got the boards that are the shelves, so that way we can get this all set back up. So when you come on Saturday, they're just gonna be filled with gorgeous shrubs and perennials. Y'all, Lenten roses, hellebores. We have got so many hellebores coming because I know that you love them as much as I do. I'm so stinking excited about this. Like I said, Cece and I have had the most fun shopping. So while he's still working, let's come over here into the greenhouse. Oh my goodness. It's full, y'all. It's full. Gorgeous. There's barely any room to put new things. Of course, we have got a huge selection of your proven winner annuals. And then in the terracotta, these are the Creekside Champions. Also, when you come on Saturday, these are all going to have Creekside Champions stickers on them. So we're still waiting on the branded pots, but we're going to have stickers. So you will know what is a Creekside Champion for sure. But everybody is growing. The Creekside Champions were just added this week in here. So we've got tons of like the bandana, lantana. We've got the Main Street coleus. Over here, these are all the sun patients. Like this literal entire 4 racks is nothing but sun patients. So we have got those. I mean, just tons of beautiful plants that we are growing for you sweet folks. Somebody was just asking me the other day if we had marshmallow Bidens. Yes, we do. And guess what? It's blooming. So the marshmallow is blooming, as is the campfire flame. Look at that. I'm trying to see. I know we've got other blooms somewhere else. Let's see if we've got CC sent. Oh, we do. So we have got the osteos are always some of the first things to bloom. So this is the first one that always blooms, is the Bright Lights Double Moon Glow, which is also incredibly popular. So if you're looking for it, you need to come get it. This is a perfect one to put out in those early spring containers. It loves it cool. Does not love the heat, but it loves it cool. So you can put it out early and then enjoy it through until the really heat hits. But we have got a little bud right here. Look at that. We've got those. We have got a saffron finch that is about to bloom. And then Cece sent me this picture yesterday. Look at this. The Supertunia Tiara Blue. Yep. We've got that blooming. And then there is the new Supertunia Mini Vista Pink Cloud that is getting ready to bloom here in just a day or so. Oh, so we've got flowers, y'all. People always ask when they come if they can buy the annuals. I'm not gonna stop you, but a lot of these plants are not ready to go out yet. One, because the root system's not really strong yet. And two, the weather, you know the weather. This is like false spring right now. So we will cautiously sell them to you. I would highly encourage you not to put them out yet, but to go ahead, and if you have a greenhouse, because a lot of people have little hobby greenhouses, or you've got that perfect spot in your house that you know you can put these annuals, then yes, if you want them, you can take them. We've got the begonias are starting to bloom as well. Let me just show you. We've got the double up reds right here starting to show some color. And then of course, the Double Delight Blush Rose that is blooming, that has a beautiful bloom, is literally the last one way back there. So it has a bloom on it. And then the Double Delight Primrose, this is a nice soft yellow. This is the one that I'm gonna be using at the house in my hay racks for the shade garden. Oh, I am so excited. Last year I did Blush Rose and they were unbelievable. I've got pictures in November of them that were they were massive and growing and gorgeous. So, yep, and then we've got Surefires up here. All sorts of fun things, y'all. Now keep in mind, this is not the only selection of annuals that we have for retail. This is just the first round, my friends. We literally have them arriving by the tens of thousands every 2 weeks. So we're gonna have tons of annuals for you, both online and at the garden center. So just come on Saturday. You can come and you can just get your fix, right? Get that greenhouse fix of the plants and be shopping for your shrubs and your perennials. So excited about this. All right, I'm gonna go over to the barn and show you what he's going to be doing, and then we'll check back with him later this afternoon and see how he's doing. All right, so an update on the barn. Not a lot has happened since we were last here as far as putting up all the different beams and all of that other stuff. So what we're doing is we are expanding the barn. So basically we're doubling the length of it. So whatever the length was, and we're adding on that exact same amount. So we're doubling the length, almost doubling the interior retail space for the barn. And so it has been an ongoing process, of course, with all the plants arriving and then just taking some time to actually like slow down and rest. Like I said, it's not been a lot of progress. And then of course we got the snow and everything, and it took forever for the snow to go away back here. This morning we had another delivery of lumber come. So this is going to be the lumber for the walls. The goal is to today, we'll see, is to get the ridge beam up, because Jerry created that, built that the other day, and maybe start making some walls. This is the delivery that came this morning. So this is for framing out those walls. So we've got that, and then of course, y'all, there's plenty of wood here. So we got plenty of wood. And then coming on over, this is the construction portion. And then laying down on the ground is the ridge beam. So a ridge beam is kind of exactly what it sounds like. It is the beam that goes on the tippy, tippy, tippy top. So if we can see inside the barn, the current barn, so the ridge beam is that beam right, I don't know if it'll work. So right there. So it's at the very peak. So what he has to do is to connect the ridge beam that we have on the ground that he built from the peak, and then go ahead and connect it all the way over to that last beam that's sticking up. Now, yes, that is going to be challenging, but thankfully we have equipment. And then he borrowed a piece of equipment from our friends, the Parkers, so Justin Parker. They're the ones that do all of our concrete work for us and built the dock and all of that. And so he has basically like a hoist. So he can put this hoist on the cat and then safely lift it up. So it's not like we're gonna have to, you know, manhandle this thing and physically climb ladders and put it up. So we will have the equipment to get it up. So the goal is today is to get this up and then start constructing the walls, because you really can't move forward until the ridge beam is up. And then once the ridge beam is up, then you can start doing the rafters and then put the roof on. So that is the goal for today. Like I said, we will check back with him later on today. I am just going to kind of get out of the way and let him work. I'm going to go back to the house and continue prepping the gardens for a beautiful spring and summer. So I'll meet you back here in a couple hours, and we'll check on to see what work has gotten done today. Hello, my friends. All right, so it is almost about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I had a very productive day over at the house, continuing the process of trimming all of my panicle hydrangeas and my perennial grasses, and just thoroughly enjoying my time out in the garden, just listening to the birds and watching Brenna play. So things here at the nursery have slowed down a little bit. They started weeding around the areas in the gravel, and then started to work on raising up that ridge beam at the barn. So honestly, I'm not going to show you the ridge beam because they're still working on it. It has proven to be quite tricky even with the equipment, and I know that we would give some of you sweet folks heart attacks, so we're just not going to show you what they're doing. Everybody is safe and we're doing it safely, but it is a little bit of a precarious situation. So once it's up and, you know, we're doing a whole like nursery tour and stuff, we'll give you an update on it, but I'm just not going to show it to you right now because I know my Creekside community, and yeah, y'all would just die. So just know I'm not going to show that to you. But over here, yeah, so not much has changed over here. Jerry came in for lunch. I was at the house, of course, doing all the weeding and not weeding, the pruning, and Jerry came over for lunch, and I was like, you know, so how's it going? You making progress? And he was like, I just feel like we're just not getting anything done. They've gotten a lot of stuff done. Like I said, weeding in gravel is quite tedious, but at this point in the season, this is really all you can do is just kind of get in there and just get it done, because obviously we can't use any kind of like chemical herbicide on it. So anyway, so this video turned out a little bit differently than what I thought, but you know what? Such is life at a small business and life at the Creekside. You know, you have a plan and you're following the plan, and then life happens. Jerry had a lot of little fires that he had to put out today. We got in another order of great plants, so I'm telling you, y'all need to come. So for right now, the nursery will be open in February, so the 21st and the 28th, only open on Saturdays, okay? So that's just 2 weekends. So on Saturday the 21st and the 28th, I will list this all in the video description. We're going to be open Saturdays only in February, and the beginning of the first week of March, whatever that is, like what, the 3rd, the 4th, that Wednesday. Then we're open regular hours from Wednesday through Saturday, 9 to 3, and then we're going to keep that schedule all the way through until we close in December. So anyway, it's been a fun day. It's been an interesting day. And so we're going to sign off here. Y'all have a great day. And we'll meet you back here and do some more updates on the plants that are arriving, and see you definitely on Friday. All right, y'all. In the videos, we'll see you on Friday. We'll see you Saturday here because you're going to come and have a great day. It's going to be gorgeous. Okay, y'all have a great day. See you next time. Bye, friends.